Hi, I'm Craig Maud, author of the book Kissa by Kissa. Now, this book is the result of the work of a number of incredible craftspeople here in Japan. I hope with this behind-the-scenes footage to highlight the quality and attention to detail throughout the book. I should note that the entirety of the book, from papers to inks to glues to the sheets the books are wrapped in to the very boxes they're shipped in, is produced and assembled here in Japan. Our first stop is the city of Matsumoto in Nagano Prefecture. Here we are with Fujiwara-san, the grandson of the founder of Fujiwara Printing. He's taking us to do a press check for the third edition of Kissa by Kissa. I have to say that Nagano Prefecture, it's just one of my absolute favorite prefectures. I walked through it in Kissa by Kissa, and the landscape is just ranges upon ranges of gorgeous mountains and historic walking routes. Here are some of the operators prepping the press to send the first signature through. This third edition was printed on a Heidelberg press, imported from Germany, and specially installed with some crazy double reinforced concrete beneath it to handle the weight of the thing. It's a massive and gorgeous machine. It finishes with a UV pass to essentially freeze the ink on the page before it seeps too far into the fibers. You can see them replacing one of the offset plates here. This operator is doing a random check of ink saturation levels and offset plate alignments. He's checking against the reference prints we did earlier in the day. Here's one of the offset plates. Kissa by Kissa is printed using 16 of these plates for each CMYK color. Each plate contains 8 pages, giving us 128 pages in total. Here I am doing a press check, which involved checking the faithfulness of these third edition signatures against the second edition. And the second edition already looked amazing, which is why the press check of this third edition was so shocking. Thanks to the help of Fujiwara, the quality of light and fidelity of detail was taken to yet another level of refinement. This next section was filmed last year during the production of the first edition. Itokagari, as it's called in Japanese, or smith sewing, as it's known in English, is relatively rare here in Japan, so it can be difficult to find an outfit capable of sewing your books. You can see how old and sort of clunky the machine is, and actually they had to start and stop it a number of times to fix jams. But I also thought it was one of the most raw and beautiful of all the machines in the book production process. Our final stop is to our book binder in Kagurazaka, Tokyo. The Kagurazaka, Edogawabashi, and Iidabashi area, despite being so central and therefore super expensive in terms of land prices, has a deep history with printing. In fact, the two biggest printers in Japan, Dai Nippon Insatsu and Toppan, are right around the corner, as well as a bunch of smaller family-run shops, like the one we bound with. Here we are with Emoto-san, the son of the founder of the Mochizuki bindery. So this is a second-generation shop. This bindery is special because of just how above and beyond they were willing to go to meet our kind of frankly onerous specifications, because we wanted to have a 1mm overhang between the cover boards and the body block. So what these guys did to make sure all of the books are bound to perfecting exactitude is they created 2 jigs and bound this 1,000-copy third edition entirely by hand. They then take a few of them and group them together, and using a modified paper cutter, press down to ensure even application of that end paper adhesive. Once they have these creased boards, they then use the second jig to apply the body block to these prepped covers. So that slides in there, and you take the prepped covers and you get a perfect 1 millimeter overhang around all of the edges thanks to the second jig. This is then pressurized to once again ensure even application of adhesive, and the result is a perfectly Swiss-bound book, which means the body block is only attached to the cover on one side, leaving the raw sewn edge exposed. This allows for a lay-flat opening without compromising structural integrity. And we include 2 postcards with the books, and wrap the books with the postcards in printed craft paper. The goal here was to eliminate as much plastic waste as possible. Here we have Emoto-san and Fujiwara-san, second and third generation bookmakers. And just generally good dudes. What we ended up with is, and I know I'm biased here, I'm the guy who made the friggin' thing, a pretty good book. It exceeds in quality of production every expectation I had going into this project, and man, I've been making books for nearly 20 years. Fujiwara-san, Emoto-san, and myself, we are all so excited to get this thing out into the world and into your hands. This is a book for folks who love Japan and walking. It chronicles those two subjects through the lens of 20th century Japanese-style cafés called kissaten, and through their slightly quirky food, pizza toast. So, it's a book about coffee and toast and walking Japan, and we think you're gonna dig it.